How's it going, everyone? This is Bradley with Firearms, and today we're going to be talking about the 22 short and asking ourselves the question, is it still a relevant caliber or is it obsolete? Uh, we're going to start off by first talking about a little bit of the history of this round, how it came to be, and what purpose it still serves today. And then we'll do a little shooting, try a little bit of a penetration test on some wood and a gallon of water, test to see how well it goes through the wood, and then finish up with some final thoughts. Alright, let's get started. The 22 short originates, and this is compared to a 22 long rifle. The 22 short originates, or was first produced in 1857, and was intended to be used in Smith & Wesson's first revolver. So this is a very, very important round, and but it was quickly phased out, I guess that's a good way to put it, by the 22 long, and that's how it got its name 22 short. It was originally called the 22 rimfire, but in 1871, when the 22 long came into the picture, it became known as the 22 short. And a lot of people think when I say 20, or when someone says 22 long, they immediately think of long rifle, but the long rifle didn't enter the picture until the 1880s. The 22 long is basically the long rifle, but it has a shorter nosed bullet, and some powder deficiencies and stuff like that. As for the ballistics of the 22 short, getting back to the subject, it's very inferior. It has very inferior ballistics, and I'll put the ballistics of the 22 short in this corner of the screen because I got some ballistics information, and I'll put the 22 long rifle, I'll compare it to the long rifle and put it in that side of the screen. I wasn't able to get these personally. I don't own a chronograph, and I should probably get one though for these videos. But as you can tell, it's just inferior. It's almost half the strength of the 22 long rifle. But back in the day, this was actually a pretty revolutionary thing, because this was during the time when cartridges were first starting to be used, like brass cartridges. This was before the Civil War. The military didn't even have a standard issue rifle that used cartridges. We were still using muskets, but to this day it is still widely produced by some people. I know Remington still makes it, Aguila still makes it, some other companies still make it, and there are still firearms being created in this caliber. Like North American Arms, they make those small revolvers. I'll put a picture up in the corner. And my uncle has one in 22 Magnum, and they're pretty cool, but they make them in 22 short, and there's some other people who make them in 22 short. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go see how it performs against the 22 LR in a penetration test. Alright, we have our piece of plywood, and behind that we have a jug of water. We're going to be doing this test with the Henry 8001. It's the only thing I've got that can reliably chamber a 22 short. I could do it with a pistol, but I have to do it manually, and I'm going to try to give this round the benefit of the doubt and shoot it out of a rifle. We're at about 5 yards away. So here we go. First shot's going to be the long rifle, and then I'll follow up with a 22 short. Okay, here comes the short. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see. So we both went through our board. That's probably where the long rifle went in. They both seem to have gone through. Huh. I was not expecting that. I thought the short would have stopped in the jug of water. That's interesting, because if you saw earlier, it stopped in our bulletproof armor, or our homemade vest. Well, let's head back to the review table and get some final thoughts. Alright, we're back here at the review table to come to a conclusion on this little video here. And I think that a lot of you will agree with me that despite the results we got from the test today, that this round is really just, it is obsolete. That's all there is to it. There's no other way to say it. It is obsolete. And I'm about to tell you why. Aside from the inferior ballistics, these are harder to find than the 22 long rifle, which in the modern firearms market is a bit of an achievement. And they're more expensive. Why they're more expensive, I don't know. They're half the size. And the only reason I have any is because a couple years ago, my mom was getting me some 22 rounds for Christmas, and instead of getting me a long rifle, she got me like 5 boxes of 22 short. And it was really funny. We laughed it off. And we were going to take it back, but I just forgot. And I'm starting to be kind of glad I didn't, because I'm able to use them in these videos. But anyway, it's that, and there's very, very few firearms still in production that actually are designed to fire this particular round itself. There's still some revolvers that they make. Like I said, North American Arms makes some, and there's a few more companies, I think, that still make them. You can still put them through lever actions, but if you try to put them through an automatic or a bolt action, especially like a magazine fed bolt action or automatic, it just isn't going to work, because it doesn't have enough power to move the action back, and they won't feed correctly through the magazine because of the small size of the bullet. So that's my final thought. I'm not saying they should stop making these. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that compared to the long rifle and basically every other cartridge on the modern market, it is obsolete. And I think a lot of people will agree. But they still have their purpose. I know a lot of nail guns, the industrial strength nail guns, use 22 short blanks with their mechanism. So they do. The 22 short has its purposes in that aspect, but when it comes to firearms, yeah, it's just obsolete. There's no other way to say it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to give us a like or a dislike if you didn't like it. That still helps too. Tell your friends, subscribe, and we got a cool video coming out next week. This is Bradley with BLE Firearms, over and out.